Joining us now is White House Principal Deputy Press Secretary Harrison Fields. Harrison, good morning to you and welcome back to the show. Let me get to the executive orders and the 200-day marker in just a moment. But I have to start with the breaking news that came about that President Trump and Vladimir Putin could be meeting as soon as next week. Putin has offered up a summit before and then backed out. So how confident is President Trump that Putin is going to follow through on this?
Well, good morning, and thank you for having me. This potential meeting will not be a meeting for the sake of a meeting. This will only be if the president feels that Vladimir Putin is committed to doing what the president has promised on day one, which was ending this war once and for all. The president has obviously been frustrated. We see Vladimir Putin not willing to engage in proper diplomacy with the president. Good phone calls are one thing, but if they're followed up with no action, that's going to be a problem. The president is going to be holding Ukraine and Russia both accountable and making sure that they end this war once and for all. We've seen Zelensky work in pretty good faith with this president. Now it's Putin's turn. We have an incredible foreign policy team led by our Secretary of State, our special envoy Witkoff, and of course, the president of the United States, making sure that this war comes to an end. We will let them lead on any future announcements on a potential meeting, but this meeting will have one objective: to end the war once and for all.
And you bring up Witkoff. I was curious, after yesterday, President Trump heralded that great progress had been made between Steve Witkoff and Vladimir Putin. Are you able to share any more details from their discussions and what Russia might bring to the negotiating table?
Well, these are obviously high-level negotiations that I don't want to litigate too much in the press. But let me tell you, Steve Witkoff is an incredible American patriot who's been in the Middle East, who's been in Russia, trying to end wars and trying to bring peace to the world. He's an incredible man. The president has the utmost trust in him and Secretary Rubio and a host of other people on his foreign policy team. We will let them lead on the announcements, but the president has one goal in mind, and that's to end the war and to end the killing. Vladimir Putin knows this. Zelensky knows this. Really, the entire world knows where the president stands on his peace through strength agenda. He wants all the wars to end. He wants the senseless killing to end. That is his sole objective here.
We'll see if next week's meeting comes to fruition, and then if there's a trilateral meeting after that with Zelensky as well. Harrison, as you know, today is Tariff Day, sweeping tariffs on more than 90 countries around the world. We see President Trump touting that billions of dollars are already flowing into the United States from this. But is there still acknowledgement from the White House that there will be short-term pain for consumers in exchange for long-term gain and prosperity?
Well, the narrative of short-term pain has been around for a while. There's been a lot of panicans out there on Wall Street that have been trying to say that the president's tariff policies are somehow going to bring us into economic disaster. Look at the numbers. Complete opposite. The president's tariff policies are bringing in record revenue into our U.S. Treasury. The American people are not suffering from the so-called pain these tariffs would have brought. But that was what we were saying from the beginning. We had 4 years of President Trump's tariff policies in which the exact opposite happened to what the so-called experts were saying. We saw record low inflation. We saw employment numbers at a very steady and improved pace. This economy is roaring. Look at all the investments that are coming into this country. Look at the jobs
Americans
numbers.
Won't pay
Look at
anything
consumer
more
sentiment. Look at S&P.
Yale Budget Lab is predicting this would cost the average American family about $2,400 more a year. Is the White House disputing that? And are you pledging to Americans that we won't have to pay anything extra in the wake of these tariffs?
What I would do is encourage you to show who's on the Yale Budget Lab. These are all former Biden and Obama appointees to that group. So these are Democrats trying to fearmonger. The American people aren't feeling it. What they are about to feel is the passage of one big, beautiful bill, which is going to be historic tax cuts. They're seeing the regulations. I, for one, like going to the gas station and seeing a number 2 in front of the number instead of a number 3 or 4, as we witnessed under the Biden administration. The American people have not felt the impact of tariffs because that was just fear-mongering by the media and by economics. that do not know what they're talking about. The president has been very clear. The tariffs will do one thing: bring investment to this country, bring jobs back to this country, and put American enterprise at the forefront. And that's exactly what's going on right now.
Can you give us any update? Because obviously some major deals have yet to shake out with countries and trading partners who have been given extensions. Any sort of update on where things stand with China, Canada, Mexico?
Well, we're making tremendous progress. Obviously, the president outlined his call with President Sheinbaum of Mexico, in which he put a delay on the tariffs because we feel like these are moving in the right direction. Secretary Besson has had incredible meetings with the Chinese. We are all on the same page. We understand that there's a trade imbalance. We want to fix that. We understand the devastating realities of fentanyl being let in through our northern and southern border at the hands of China. We have a lot of things to get done. The president is making tremendous progress on his tariffs. We already have some historic deals already announced and in the works. So the president's tariff policies are working. We are making tremendous progress. The American people are going to be reaping the fruits of all this labor. And the U.S. Treasury is taking in a record amount of money at the hands of these tariffs. And we are finally making our trade relationships balanced once again.
Harrison, before I let you go, today marks 200 days back in office for President Trump. And pollster Frank Luntz says no president since FDR has been as successful in delivering on his campaign promises. CNN data guru Harry Enton calling Mr. Trump the most influential president this century. What does the president consider to be his biggest achievement so far? And what's his biggest frustration that he still hopes to accomplish?
Well, I'll take the last one first. Obviously, he wants to see an end to the war in Russia and Ukraine. So he's going to continue to work hard there and making sure that that is seen through. But if you just look at the overall success of these 200 days, the most consequential 200 days of any administration, as you mentioned, the amazing words from Frank Luntz and from CNN, of all people, saying the facts out loud. You look at the border's secure. You look at the economy, it's getting ready to hit its golden age. You look at what we've been able to do on the world stage when we're bringing our NATO allies together to get to that 5% mark. You look at no men and women's sports. You look at what we're doing in higher education. You look at the passage of one big, beautiful bill. You look at all the deregulation that we've been able to achieve. You look at the rescissions packages that we've sent to the Hill, cutting billions of dollars in mandatory savings. This president has done something no president's been able to do in the first 200 days of his administration. It's been amazing to be a part of. The American people are reaping the benefits of every single day, every single hour of this president hitting his nose to the grindstone to making sure America is great again. And let me tell you, we've got a lot more time to go. I believe 1,200 more days to go. And the American people have just got to wait and see what we're able to accomplish.
Well, Harrison Fields, I know it's a busy day for you and your team. So thanks for giving us a few minutes of your time, and always a pleasure to catch up.
Take care.